What's up, guys? Today we are doing a Yowana style video of a shoe. It is going to be the Runners Athletics minimalist shoe. That's right, I ran in a minimalist shoe so Yowana didn't have to. We're part of the Barefoot Mafia over here, just to let you know. Always been, right? Because it's blood in, blood out. You don't, once you're in, you don't get out. Okay, I've always liked and enjoyed more of a minimalist shoe, but I'm gonna review this shoe. It's from a company out of Austin, Texas, right down the street. This is my neighbors, and they sent me the shoe, and I would love to test it, but not just to run in it, also to take it to the gym, and a little bit of a lifestyle shoe. We're gonna talk a lot about it. What I'm not gonna do, okay guys, here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna compare this shoe to a bunch of other running shoes that are minimalist, only 34 millimeters of stack in the forefoot. Okay, because there's 2 millimeters on the outsole here, and it's 0 drop. So that's the whole thing with it. Was I born to run? I don't know. I think it was more born to joke, but I'm gonna run in these shoes, and we're gonna talk about it. There's not a lot of traffic here, so there's not gonna be a bunch of cars driving by, and I've got no comments on that. Oh, Supwell app. I can't believe I haven't talked to you guys about the Supwell app. If this is gonna be true to form, okay, if this is really a Yowana style video, I can't go through without pushing the Supwell app. It's a marketplace, so you could take shoes that you've worn, gently worn, and you can sell them to other people. They can buy them, and you can buy shoes that maybe you want to try at a fraction of the cost. Anyway, I got some Endorphin Elite V1s from there for $185, about $100 off. Sick. I had a 22-mile long run in there. I'm gonna do a shoe review on that this weekend. Pretty amazing. Anyway, why am I reviewing the shoe from Runners Athletics? Well, guys, it's my channel, and I just kind of do what I want. I wanted to start talking to other people on YouTube, and so I just reached out and started talking to them. I am interested in trying recovery tools lately. I think I've maybe recorded or tested my last headphones. I'm not interested in testing any more headphones. I've got the ones that I really like for that. But I am going to be testing this meditation app that's coming in from a company called Muse, and then some pressure boots, like for the recovery on the legs. And let's now transition and start talking about the shoe. So the shoes I think I will compare it to as maybe some CrossFit shoes. Okay, so Nike Metcons, Reebok Nanos. I'm an ex-CrossFitter. Okay, I'm a recovering CrossFitter, right? And I made it out. And for those of you unfamiliar with CrossFit, there's a lot of lifting of the weights. It's functional fitness. And then in the middle, you maybe say like deadlift 185 pounds 15 times, go for a 400-meter run, come back, do 10 box jumps, repeat 5 times as fast as you can, right? And so the shoes for CrossFit tend to be more minimal and flat, so you can get some good ground contact feel. You can feel the earth. You can screw your heels in when you pick up and deadlift, and also you can go for a run. It's also a lifestyle shoe, so we'll take a look here at the shoe. The litmus test is my wife. She says they look like nursing shoes. Sorry, Runners Athletics. I wish I could help you there. To be fair, she has not liked one pair of my running shoes except for one, the Mountain Coast or one. That's it. Other than that, she just takes jab at the shoes. But you'll see 0 tie laces, right? You can wear these out, take these to the gym. So like I said, it's not, you can get your runs in them, and we are going to take them for a run. However, I'm not going to take them for a run today because I already did a 10-mile run this morning with some 400s in there, some threshold. My legs are toast. So we're going to do the other, I'm going to weigh them, we'll do the fit and feel and all the other Yowana things, and then we will eventually run in them, maybe on the weekend, and put them all together in a video and talk about the minimalist shoe. Okay, now we've moved to the backyard because I don't have any stairs in the front, and you know, you need to have stairs when you weigh the shoes or this whole thing's not going to work. So, and if you're wondering why I'm wearing this hat, this is Beans and Brews Hats company out of Salt Lake City. It's a company I work for down here, a franchise owner for Beans and Brews, and it's not UPS. I don't work for UPS. Not that there's anything wrong with working for UPS, but all right, let's get to it here. Let's count down. We're set on ounces, so we're gonna weigh it in at 12.9 ounces, 365 grams. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a heavy shoe. That is a heavy shoe for running because you're still, in your mind, you're mentally comparing it to other running shoes. This is not a racing flat. If this shoe didn't have any support, so the weight of this shoe is largely on the outsole, right? This is a heavy compound underneath because you need it, right? This is the only durability that the shoe is going to have. If it didn't have this, you'd be wearing a sock. You'd be like barefoot socks. Okay, so anyway, that's the weight. Let's put them on and let's get to that fit and that feel. All right, so one of the things that you're going to notice in a lot of minimalist shoes is that they're going to have a wider toe box here, so that your feet have the ability to splay and you can get some ground contact. That is the whole idea behind minimalist shoes, is that you're grabbing the ground, staying in balance, strengthening the muscles of your feet. All right, briefly comparing the shoe to a couple of those CrossFit shoes like I was talking about earlier. From Reebok, you can see how flat and minimal the shoe is. There's just a sliver of foam here, and here's another pair. You could see now, the one thing about these shoes is you'll notice this heel cup support that goes around on the lateral sides to kind of help lock your foot in, because there's not a whole lot of protection or lock right here in padding. It's just a little bit. There's more in the first shoe that I showed you. You have more of a classic heel padding here to kind of help lock your foot down, and then this protective piece to lock your foot in. That's not the case with the runner's athletic shoe. Again, the runner's athletic shoe, this is not a CrossFit shoe, but you see you have like a fly knit type of material here. It's stretchy, right, and it's more loose, so you don't have as secure of a lockdown in the heel. I'm not getting any heel slippage at all, right, but you have less locking down the heel if that's something you need back here. All right, walking around, getting the fit in the feel of the shoe. Fits true to size. I got a US men's size 9. You really can feel the area in the toe box. My feet, my toes can splay. Like I said, I'm not really feeling any heel slippage. Now, I'm not gonna say that if you run in one zero drop shoe, you run in them all. You know, I'm not a big ultra guy, and I know that they're putting stacks on their shoes but still keeping a zero drop. That's different than like the barefoot minimalist type of shoes where they're literally like 2 millimeters. The shoe is 2 millimeters off the ground, so you are getting the ground contact feel, which feels really great. Now, I will say the no tie laces, we're gonna see how those hold up when I go for 5-6 mile run on Saturday in these bad boys. I do have to be careful. I might just go for a couple of miles, then switch to a softer surface like grass. I'm in the throes of marathon training for the Marine Corps Marathon, October 27th. So we just had 3 miles or 3 weeks in the 80-mile range, and they got 2 peak weeks coming up next week. So definitely something to be mindful of when you're switching or testing out. If you're interested in testing, to joining the Barefoot Mafia, there is a period of adjustment. I think if you're not used to running that, you know, there's a lot of impact forces on the body, so I recommend easing your way into them. Yeah, but these feel great. They feel like barefoot minimalist shoes. Bias check, you know, I think I do want to like the company. Same thing like Atreyu, you know, out of Austin. Like, I'm rooting for them. I want them to be good. These shoes, I think on their website they retail at $125, so they're not as expensive as running shoes, your classic running shoes. I think the average daily trainer is now $140 for that, but you know, you wouldn't be putting 200 miles on this shoe. It's not like you would be running that much in it, so I think it would just be good for training, some easy days, training your form, kind of getting used to strengthening your feet. Have I mentioned the Subwell app? Have we talked about the Subwell app today? I feel like we haven't talked about it enough. So look, it's $1 a month, the Subwell app, you know, and you get in there. Yeah, you can buy and sell shoes, but you also, there's this like Discord, you know, or Slack, or there's channels, there's running channels. You could just connect with community and talk about running, okay? Because your coworkers, they don't want to hear you. They don't want to talk about running with you. They really don't. Your wife, she really loves you. This is the only reason she listens to you talk about your running. Okay, so, you know, why don't you just ease up on the running talk with her, ask her how her day was going, listen to her response, then get online, get on the Subwell app, just connect with the running community, because that's where it's at. It's $1. You know, this morning, my kids, one of my kids particularly, was asking for a donut. We stopped at the donut shop. There's a new donut shop down the street that just opened up, and I got him a twist. He really likes twists, and it was $2. Okay, so by signing up for the Subwell app, it is half of one twist, one cinnamon twist donut. That's it for an entire month. Think about that. Oh, and you know what? I don't even think I finished my thought on the hat. The whole thing about the hat was like, there was an end game. There was a point I was trying to make, and that was that I'm wearing this hat because I don't own a Hoppy jogger hat. Okay, because in this economy, we've got supply chain issues. We can't get enough supply to meet the demand. They were all sold out on the website, so I need to start making some calls and get the CEO on the phone. Let him know that we need some Hobby jogger hats. Okay? Oh. Yeah, I'm letting this roll on purpose. True to form. We're not gonna edit. I'm not gonna edit. We're just gonna keep going. I'm gonna pick these shoes up. All right, we're just pulling up to the park. I found some grass right over there. Yeah, that's how it works at parks. There's lots of grass, trails, dogs. Usually there are no dogs here because it's Tuesday and I'm going into work at about 11. It is 8 o'clock. Dude, news, fam, check this out. It is October 1st. I will not make a Billy Joel Armstrong joke about it being the end of September. Today's high, 94. Don't even know what the feels like it's gonna be. That's October in Texas for you. So it looks like I've got maybe another 9 days of heat training, which then gives me 17 days before the marathon. So that's kind of perfect before it cools down. I'm running Marine Corps Marathon. Did I mention that? I usually mention that. Anyway, 10 days from now, I see 59 degrees in the morning, and that has me very excited. Anyway, oh, I forgot to mention, there's like 3 things about these shoes. Let's talk about the shoes. because I put them on. Remember earlier how I said that they had the no-tie laces? Well, guess what? They come with 2 sets of laces. I didn't know that until I was rereading the email that they sent me from Runners Athletic when they sent me these shoes, because my kids, I open the boxes, they take the boxes and they give them to the cats. The cats are in the boxes, and then they make forts out of things like boxes and cushions and stuff like that. Anyway, couldn't find the laces, so I took some laces off of some other shoes, I think some Under Armour shoes that I'm not going to wear, and I put them on here, so that will help secure the fit as I run in the shoes. Now, I also want to say that I'm going to be running in the grass, which I showed you earlier. I don't know if that was implied that I'm going to be running in the grass. I wasn't just showing you grass for the sake of it, for entertainment value, because I'm in the throes of marathon training. I've run the last 4 weeks 80, oh, there's a dog. Uh-oh, there's 2 dogs, it's big dogs. I've run 84 miles, 85 miles, 81 miles, 78 miles. So I'm averaging about 80 miles a week. That's a lot for me. I don't normally run that much. And I'm still doing long runs and speed workout in the middle of the week. So my legs are fatigued and there's not a lot of protection underneath these zero drop. San Antonio, we got an airport right down the street. So you can hear us an airplane real quick. Rock and roll. So check it out. I'm just gonna talk over it, whatever. This is what I normally run in. So this is my recovery. So Sunday was the long run. It was 24 miles, practically running a marathon. Yesterday I had 8 miles on the treadmill at the gym when I did some strength training, and that's what these shoes are good for, some building some strength. But this is what I normally run in. These shoes, these Adidas Primex Strung, they've got 669 miles. I just looked it up. My goal is to get them to 1,000. This is the most mileage I've ever put in a shoe. Despite it having 669 miles, it still feels really good. 50 millimeters of stack. So it's also the biggest shoe that I've ever run in, and there's just so much protection under there. And in the throes of marathon training, this is usually the shoe that I reach for because it has that protection. So my 10 miles today that I'm gonna run, I'm not gonna run in the zero drop shoe. It's not what the minimalist shoe. I'm not gonna do it. But I am gonna run a little bit in them to get a feel for it and to tell you about the strength.
So I think the biggest difference for those really unfamiliar with the minimalist shoes or the movement between like regular running shoes, say like you're just getting into running, is that a lot of those running shoes that have a ton of protection help you run a lot more mileage, but necessarily won't help your running form or build strength in your legs as much as a shoe that has a lot less. So when I'm running in this shoe, it almost feels like I'm running in my bare feet, and therefore I'm lighter on my feet. You know, I'm picking my legs up as I land, and I'm really almost mid-foot to forefoot running. Like, you could practice this. You can go to like a track without shoes and get on the football field and just run barefoot on the grass, and notice how your running form is going to be a little bit different than if you had 50 millimeters of stack underfoot and you could just clop down, strike down hard, because you have so much padding, bounce, and energy return. I don't have all of those things. So this helps me in minimalist shoes with my ankle strength, with my knees, with my legs, my running form overall too, because I'm really focused in on it. I would probably only run a few miles in this shoe right now where I'm at to warm up, just because I don't want to put that much impact force in the middle of marathon training, and I got to get used to it. The more you do it, the better you get at it. When you put your shoe on and you go running like a minimalist shoe, your body knows. So like if you just start running, it's going to adapt. It's not going to be like, yes, let me do this running form that is going to hurt me or injure me. Like your body will land a little softer, pick up a little quicker. You naturally adapt to the shoe. Now the wide toe box exists so that your feet can splay and you can really almost like grab the ground with your feet, versus like other shoes, they may have especially track shoes or speed day shoes, they may crunch your feet all, you know, they may be all smushed together and you really don't have the ability, they don't have necessarily wide toe boxes. So one of the key features or attributes of a lot of minimalist shoes is that they'll have a wider toe box, which the Runner's Athletic shoe does. Okay, lastly, I just want to say that one of the reasons I feel confident taking these shoes out in the middle of high volume marathon training is that strength training is a priority for me in my training regimen, no matter what. So like I said earlier, I went to the gym yesterday. I did squats, I did deadlifts, did some compound. I did heavy, probably three sets of 4 or 5 reps. Nothing crazy. I'm not trying to PR my deadlift or my squat. In fact, I just listened to an episode, the Jason Fitzgerald's YouTube channel, Strength Running, and it was like about the 2 different types of strength training. I'll put a link in the description below, but he nails it on the head. And kind of that's what I generally do anyway. So I'm used to doing strength. If I work out my tendons, I'll do really heavy eccentric, like calf, say raises, because the tendons like a lot of heavy load. So it is a priority for me. I try to work on my strength so that I don't get injured. Primarily, I don't focus on strength so much to increase my power, though it is something I will explore in my next 5K, 10K block. I don't know when that's gonna be, maybe after Boston. By the way, I got into Boston finally, many years. Very excited about it, more excited than I'm showing right now. I'm not a robot, I promise. Anyway, let me know if you're gonna be there, because most of the running world is, and we can get together and we can run, and I won't be running the streets of Boston in these shoes. Oh. Okay, now we're switching to pavement. Not bad either.
All right, conclusions and final thoughts as we do a tire change, switch into the other shoes for our 10-mile run. I'm already sweating. This is just wonderful. Left Texas. I forgot to mention, this is one of the most important parts. If you decide that you actually want to try these shoes, if that's something you've been interested in and you're going to go for it, I have a code. I'm going to put it in the link below, 10% off. I think the code is something crafty and original. Come on, plane. I'm trying to make a video here. Come on. I want you to know that I have a choice. I have a decision to make, right? All the time. And right now, as I film this, I can tell you right now, in post-production, when I'm editing this, I'll have the choice to cut that, and I'm not going to do it because this is Joanna style, and we don't believe in cuts. We're one-take wonders here. So, listen, there's a code, and I think it's probably something neat, like midlife runner. And you get 10% off if you wanted. They're $125, and then you'd get 10% off that. But I'm not gonna pitch you on that or tell you to get the shoe or not get the shoe. This is not really what we do around here. I just tell you about the shoe, and then you can decide if you want it or not. I'm sure Runner's Athletic would like you to get the shoe, just like Adidas would like you to get this shoe. But that's how shoe companies work, and they seem like really nice people. over there at Runners Athletic there. So that's my bias, though. You know, I'm rooting for them, and I'm gonna be honest about that. I need to try a Treyu as well. So, oh, maybe, you know, they have the run event in November. That's also in Austin. I've never been. Thinking about going, just seeing all the new shoes and all the stuff. I mean, I do cover shoes on this channel. It's not a huge part of what I do. Maybe it's like a third of what I do. And then other stuff is just run training. So if you enjoy anything of what you watch today as I bake in this heat, please consider subscribing. Oh, I should have hard sold that. Yeah, I should have told you. I didn't even bring any water. It's gonna be a long 10 miles. I could stop at water fountains. It's ridiculous. Oh.
Keep the same energy. Work on being better when I'm 70. Your drip is just a water spring. You know I drip different, this is 7 seas.